All right, friends. For Pesach, for Seder, we start the journey from Gnai to Shavach. We go the journey from the sad stuff to the better stuff. And so that's what we're going to do. First of all, we're going to mark time. Today is the 1097th broadcast. That is a point of great beauty, strength of our community. Today is day 287 since October 7th. That is where our hearts are. Right now, my dear friend Alex is in Jerusalem. My precious daughter Ariel is in Tel Aviv. Countless of us are all over the world, including Ron being in Tel Aviv. Ayala, your son lives in Tel Aviv. Thank God he's well. My sister and her family live in Tel Aviv. Thank God they're well. But as you might have heard on the news, there was a drone attack that hit an apartment building just off the beach in Tel Aviv. One person was killed, 8 people were wounded. And we're not okay, but we are okay. So I want to say how both things can be true, and I want to anchor it in Torah in a moment. We are together in this moment. The Jewish people around the world are united in a way that I have never experienced before. And of course, it's because we have gone through and we are going through pain like we have not known since the founding of the State of Israel. And so what is important for us to recognize is that we are both not okay. There are immediate things that are happening that require our absolute fierce response. And we are also okay because look at the power of this moment. Look at the strength of having family and friends reaching out to each other, loving each other. And if you want to see more inspiring things, you can check my personal Facebook page, or maybe you'll see friends of yours posting too. Going to the Shuk in Jerusalem, going to the beach in Tel Aviv in the immediate moments after. We do not slow down in our determination to live. We do not allow anything that comes our way to stop us from joy. I got to see my daughter and my niece playing together before Shabbat in Tel Aviv just now. That is Am Yisrael Chai. Ron is there. Alex is there. Our family is there. Am Yisrael Chai. Of course, I say it with quivering in my heart because of the fragility of life itself. The world is not really in a stable place, both in Israel and for the Jewish people around the world and elsewhere. I don't need to point to all of the things that make the world less stable, but I will say something with fierce determination that I learned from Torah itself and feel reinforced by all of you, that we are alive. I see joy. I see grit. I see strength. I see resilience. My friend Rabbi Jonathan Jaffe took a picture while jogging in Tel Aviv just this morning. A picture of people on the beach in Tel Aviv this morning. You want to see the response that Jewish tradition and the Jewish people have brought throughout history? I know it sounds like this is not as deep as everything else, but an American rabbi taking a jog on the beach in Tel Aviv, noticing Am Yisrael on the beach at Tel Aviv. You know what Am Yisrael Chai means? It means seeing my precious daughter and my precious niece playing together in Tel Aviv, being silly, being goofy, being alive, giving my daughter a bracha, because you can, thank God, through video chats, so I could see her beautiful face. Am Yisrael Chai. I see people learning Torah. And you want to know the most amazing thing, unfathomably beautiful. I hope all of you were present yesterday, participating as best you could in the dedication of a new Sefer Torah. Jonathan and Rachel Hirsch Goldberg Poland's parents and their whole family commissioned the writing of a new Sefer Torah that was dedicated yesterday. I will never be the same after witnessing their love, holding Torah like they were holding Hirsch, walking surrounded by family and friends, and all of us invited intentionally during this week of goodness from all over the world to have our hearts united. I know the world can be hard. I really do. But you know what makes not only life worth it, because life is so worth it, but you know what makes us so strong? That we have each other and we don't slow down. Nothing slows us down. This has been a very hard 9.5 months, no question. It has been 287 days, and our family is not yet whole. But I am praying, and I am learning, and I know you are too. Yesterday, thank you, Ron, was the 30th anniversary of the bombing of AMIA headquarters in Buenos Aires. A dear friend of mine, Rabbi Claudia Kreiman, lost her mother in that attack in Argentina 30 years ago yesterday. My friend Claudia is a beautiful spiritual leader of a synagogue in Brookline, Massachusetts, and has carried her mother's fierce spirit, as have so many survivors and family members of those we lost on the single greatest attack in South America on the Jewish community in history. It was an attack on the federation system there. We do not slow down. And you want to anchor that in this week's Parsha? I've been waiting just to share this appreciation of us. I know that sounds a little bit too meta, so let me say it in English. The mercenary prophet Bilam, who is hired by a king to curse Bnei Israel, to curse us, to weaponize whatever he could at our hearts, at our souls. Boy, does he have descendants in our modern world who would send drones and curses and propaganda and hatred on the streets and on campuses. We know that despite Bilam having a connection to God, he was willing to do anything for a price. And yet when he stood overlooking our people, this is chapter 24, the book of Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. You know the verse, but I want to read the context. Bilam ben Peor said, I'll just read the English translation. This is the modern JPS translation. Word of one who hears God's speech, who beholds visions from the Almighty. Prostrate, laying down, but with eyes unveiled, eyes open. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. How beautiful are your tents, Yaakov, Jacob, your dwelling places, Yisrael. You want inspiration? Look at the dwelling places of Yisrael. Look at the life that we choose. Look at the way that we build our homes. Look at the way that we take care of each other. Look at the way grieving parents, aching just to hold their son for the first time in 287 days, choose to hold Torah and to convene community, to spark a week of goodness. Look who we are at our core. Look who we want to be. I know it's silly to say it this way, and I've said it so many times. If only they'd let us be, we would be even bigger help to the world. That's who we are at our core. And Bilam couldn't miss it. No matter how hard he tried. No money could buy a false description of who we are at our core. And among the powerful motifs in this parsha is that language flows into him straight from God. Do I think we are the only beautiful people? No. But we are beautiful. Our dwelling places are beautiful. Our dreams are beautiful. Our children are beautiful. Our beaches, our life, our reclaimed destiny as a free people, Liot Am Chofshi Be'artzenu. You want to know something interesting about that verse that we recite? It's the words of Bilam. It's fascinating that we recite when we walk into a Beit Knesset, when we walk into a synagogue. It's traditional to say, Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenotecha Yisrael. No matter what shul you're walking into, and through history, that's been storefronts, it has been barracks, it is by the lake at beautiful Jewish summer camps, it is people's living rooms, it is grand synagogues. No matter where it is that we gather to pray, that is Ohalecha Yaakov. No matter where we have been, we have added beauty and intention. Among the rules for constructing sacred space, if you have a choice, is it needs to have a window to let the light in, but also to let the beauty out. That's who we are. That's what Bilam couldn't miss. There's a teaching in the Talmud in Baba Batra that what he noticed about our tents was that we made sure that when we built our homes, the windows didn't look right into each other's homes, which means in our construction of space, we also grant dignity to each other. That even though I know that I'm not alone in feeling so united with our sisters and brothers in Israel, I know that my experience, though I've been to Israel twice since October 7th and am headed back in 2 weeks, though I know all of that brings me so close, I also know that my experience cannot compare to my sisters in Tel Aviv, to my UJA colleagues, my amazing UJA colleagues on the ground, working literally 24/7 to save Am Yisrael. I know that I don't know their experience. Just like the windows don't look right into each other's, it means we have individual experiences. We are called, friends, we are called to be present, to show respect, and to be the beautiful people we always have been, and to build a stronger world so that our children can feel even more free to express their beauty. We cannot live only in defensive posture. We have to appreciate our own beauty. Friends, I say to you with an overflowing heart, and yes, open eyes. Bilam's language begins with uglui einayim. His eyes were opened. If you remember the story that happens when he's suddenly able to notice the angel. Our eyes are open. We see the things that are hard. But friends, if your eyes are open, take a second. Don't become self-important, God forbid, but please do notice your own beauty. Remind your sisters and brothers of the beauty of our community, the beauty of our children, the beauty of a North American rabbi taking a jog on a beach in Tel Aviv, who is aware enough to be grateful for the life all around him. A shuk that was full today, full of people selling items for Shabbat, full of people buying things for Shabbat. It was full of Shabbat. Jerusalem was full of Shabbat. Jerusalem is full of Shabbat. Tel Aviv, despite its complexity when it comes to observance, is full of Shabbat. Am Yisrael Chai. There's a new Torah in the world. Am Yisrael Chai. Our hostages will come home. Am Yisrael Chai. We are a people who knows how to love. We are a people who, despite our history, amplifies love. So never, ever question your own beauty. Never. Double down on the beauty. Find a way to remind yourself what a precious tradition we have. Ashreinu matov chelkenu umanaim goralenu. How lucky we are to be Jews. How lucky we are to be alive. How lucky we are to be alive today as Jews in a world that has never seen strength like ours as we have it today. Yes, vulnerability is part of our current condition, but that is what we hoped for. We hoped for self-determination, and self-determination is rarely clean and neat. It is messy. You know the mess that I prefer right now? I want to get some rugelach from marzipan at the back of the shuk I want that mess on my hands. I want the mess of Shabbat in Israel on my hands. I want the air from Tel Aviv in my lungs. I want my children to be able to just love their time as my daughters are right now in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. May we be blessed, friends. May we be blessed to remember our own beauty today. To remember our own beauty. Even Bilam couldn't help but say it out loud. Let's take a page out of his book, as reluctant as he might have been. Let's be willing reflectors of the beauty we've inherited. So let's go into Shabbos proud. Let's go into Shabbos aware of our own beauty. Let's go into Shabbos ready to cry tears of gratitude for all the blessings that have come our way, knowing that it's our job to make sure that there are even more of them for ourselves and for a world as unaware as it may be, that our best intentions also point there. So, on this 287th day since October 7th, let's take a breath. Let your lungs fill with air. Let's sing a song for Shabbos, and then we'll sing Hatikva, and then we'll say Shabbat Shalom. Chana, I know you like this one. All right. Don't let the dancing stop. It's a different dance, but let's sing. Send your hearts to the east, send healing, strength, and let it come back into your own heart so we can have a good Shabbos together. We pray. Bring them home now. Hashem, bring them home now. Kol od balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia O lo avda tikvateinu hatikva bat shnot alpayim להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bless you, friends. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. Shabbat Shalom. See you on Monday.